There are many missed gameplay opportunities in Death Stranding 2 on the beach. So first and foremost, I want to say that I absolutely love Death Stranding 1. It is a very unique game that is about building connections and helping players. I am not an onlooker commenting that it's a walking simulator with nothing to do, but can't help but keep commenting and looking at the content of the game. For those players, play the game yourself. Play the first game yourself and dive in for a full 15 hours and just see if it clicks. If it doesn't, just go ahead. But you cannot tell me that that game isn't doing something different. Now, with that being said, the first game is lacking in replayability. Late game, end game, it gets monotonous helping players for the 1,000th time or building the 2,000th structure. I wanted more emphasis on the open world and what it can do for the player to keep us more engaged. So pre-release of Death Stranding 2, I was Googling articles and getting a understanding of what the game has to offer. So I'll pull this up. Yes, Death Stranding 2 on the beach will have a more pronounced combat focus compared to the first game. Kojima has stated that the increased combat focus is partially in response to fan requests for a more action-oriented experience, similar to Metal Gear Solid. While the combat is more emphasized, it's not forced upon players. The game still offers diverse approaches to gameplay. And as a Metal Gear Solid fan, that sounds like everything I needed to hear. But I still do not buy games at release, and I still do not pre-order them. And then I saw a few streamers stream the first couple hours of the game, and it looked more so like the first game with minor improvements. And I was forgiving. It's only the first couple hours, so I went to Reddit to ask people in the late game or end game the following questions. How varied are the activities in this new open world? I like the animal catching feature, reminds me of Metal Gear Solid 5, but is it still solely structure building, preordained camps, and BT encounters like the first? Did they add something new like random mule patrols, or spontaneously being hunted by a powerful BT, or a companion feature? And thankfully the user Shebus answered my question. It is a lengthy response, so I'm just going to read the important parts. Finished DS2 myself just yesterday, now aiming for Platinum Trophy. And to be honest, there's not a lot of difference in this regard. DS2 has its own version of mules and terrorists, and they do feel more intuitive, threatening. Their camps do upgrade over the course of the main story, but I wouldn't say it's a massive change from DS1. As for BTs, honestly, I feel like DS2 has kind of toned down on them, which in my opinion really sucks. For the most part, to me, a lot of it was as it was in DS1, just more in depth. I replied, no major changes is a bit disappointing, not gonna lie. I think they could have gotten really imaginative with the open world activities and encounters because this game's world feels boundless. Like mules could have invented unique tar suits that allows them to move almost like tomorrow for a limited time, or armor themselves, similar to how the Skull units did in MGS5. Or maybe have unique medium-sized aircrafts that are controlled from terrorist camps that watch popular delivery pathways. They can also shoot something on Sam that tags him, and boom, trucks are now on his tail. Last question, how's the racetrack? Shebus replies, completely agree. Not to put the game down or anything because it is still good, but I almost feel like there was a smidge of pandering towards those who absolutely hated DS1, which I don't really understand. For example, there's improvement, especially in the combat section, which was a little controversial in DS1, but now BT encounters feel a little lackluster and underbaked. Those are such good ideas. I'd love to see something like that implemented. I feel like Koji Pro unfortunately went with the safer options for DS2. and improved certain DS1 mechanics without really revolutionizing, and that sucks. I'm so sorry, but there is no racetrack to my knowledge. And I replied, they didn't do anything majorly new with the time trial track from the first game either. I remember during a certain trailer, I can't remember which one, but there was Sam Porter Bridges on the time trial track with other NPCs. It wasn't a ghost, it was other NPCs. They didn't reply to me, but I was hoping that there would have been a major improvement on that as well. Maybe one of you guys in the comments can clarify that fact for me. There are many missed open world opportunities in Death Stranding 2. I'm only being critical because I know Kojima is capable of so much more. Scoped weapons and earthquakes are a welcoming change. But the lack of accessibility and player control from previous Kojima titles is noticeable here. They still outclass today's market. Hell, even Octo Camo from Metal Gear Solid 4 is still ahead of its time. Another awesome change I just thought of is the ability to remove your BB unit in order to have the ability to prone. It added a layer of tension to the game, keeping an eye on BB before it gets kidnapped or worse. It could build some interesting scenarios. Like a unique overpowered BT is drawn to it if left alone for too long. The lack of vast changes confuses me to say the least, because Kojima Productions has full creative control. No Konami, no time constraints. If a small content creator like myself can conjure these ideas, someone in Kojima's gameplay department could definitely conjure better ones. It feels like Kojima has gotten lazy. I'm not saying he is, it just feels like it. Maybe writing scripts is more his passion. Every other Instagram post of his shows him enthused to be working with big names in Hollywood rather than show off innovative gameplay features. Anyways, I'm eager to hear your guys' experience with Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Feel free to comment. I will get to everyone. Just help me out in the algorithm. I am a small content creator, so any help goes a long way. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you on the next one.